Hello and welcome back to another day, another video. Tonight we're playing Kerbal Space Pirates again. I was already playing it. Something just went wrong while I was paying attention to what's happening with OBS. Uh, Whoopsie. All right, then I'm just gonna refer that to launch, and you guys will see that entire thing. All right, because I'm working on the contract that I accepted yesterday. We already did one of it yesterday, but we are now doing Samsky and we're bringing Jamie. We have Jeb as a pilot. So let's just send this towards the moon real quick. And afterwards, we're gonna see what we can do. We only then have Hancock left, which is orbit around Kerbin. And we can do the position a satellite in a polar orbit of the moon. Should be easy enough. All right, let's at least right away launch this one. Let's put maneuver mode open. And yeah, this here. Okay, and let's go. It really is damn hot today, but the thunderstorms should be close by, so it should cool down a little bit at least. It's this way. Prograde. So yeah, this contract is real easy, to be honest. Perhaps going up really well. We can actually cut the main engine a little bit more. Thrust low, so I can slowly bring my periapsis up. I'm gonna try to keep it on T-1 minute to apoapsis, and it should all go well. Seconds till apoapsis. With a little bit of luck, we get money. But with a little bit of luck, we can actually get a 80 by 80 orbit. That's what I prefer myself. I know that from 70 kilometers you're fine, but I prefer 80 by 80. And a little bit down. Because then it's mostly the periapsis now that's going up. And apoapsis is 79 and slowly creeping up to 80. So if I keep it like this, it should perfectly work out. Our periapsis is now minus 100 and still going up pretty quick. Minus 70. Minus 50. Minus 10. $15, $20, $25, $30, $40, $50, $55, $60, $70, and 85 by 79. That's more than good enough. We have 400 meters a second left in the stage, so this is more than fine. All right, let's see. Where is the moon? The moon is there. Let's put it as target. Considering where it is, I think we are going to turn around here. So, add a maneuver. Much. And I think a little bit later. And let's put this on focus view. And let's put this a bit closer. Oh, that's too much. I'm gonna, yeah, 60 is fine because we only want to orbit and then go back. It's gonna cost us 854, so that's well within the Delta V map. Delta V map says it takes 860, so this is more than perfect. All right, let's warp ahead to the maneuver. I can just keep it on prograde because the maneuver is going to be on prograde in a bit. Right. 50 seconds remaining. Let's warp a tiny bit further. Also, let's open that. So we have more than enough electrical. Up. And burn. Slightly over here. well. Maneuver a little bit down. Got the engines and a tiny bit extra. See what does that get us. Okay, I need to do a slight retrograde burn, otherwise we're gonna have the periapsis going in the moon. That's not what we want. All right, I think, yeah, that's actually perfect. 16 kilometers. Yeah. That went better as expected. All right. I would say to actually warp to here. Once we are in orbit of the moon, I'm going to do an EVA report and do a crew report. And hopefully we get a little bit more science. Right. Now we are in the moon's SOI. So I'm going to put a maneuver here. Yeah, it's fine. I want it to be a bit of a smaller orbit this time. To 67, then I have about 1,000 left afterwards. All right. That means we can leave it on the retrograde. It is in a slight inclination, but if I time the turn backwards correctly, then it shouldn't matter that much. All right. Let's see. I think we should warp ahead towards the maneuver. Once we've done the burn at the maneuver, then I'm gonna do the EVA. Then 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. And it's fine. 16 by 66. That's fine for now. All right. I would say to do an EVA. Let's just let go of the ship for now. EVA report. Ooh, 24 science for it. That makes me very happy. Let's actually see. Serve. Oh, yeah, can only externally be controlled by a scientist. I forgot about it. Then he's just gonna go inside. Yep. And board. All right. Let's observe. Plus 30 science. Okay, that's 50 signs. Let's lock the temperature. 24 more signs. Let's do pressure. Plus 36. Damn. I think we can even get our next upgrade. And let's also do a crew report. Crew report is not going to give us anything. All right, that's fine. Then, now what we have to think about is our burn back to Kerbin. So, I think if we throw ourselves a bit that way, we are going to get pulled in the orbit of Kerbin. So, let's add a maneuver here and... Oh. 4 million. Here, 3.757 by 9 million. Okay. Only gonna cost me 193. And then once we are in this orbit, we can slowly make this smaller. So that means I'm gonna put it on the prograde. And we are gonna... You know what? Since... Let's turn this a little bit out of the way. Let's actually for a moment put ourselves like this. And I'm actually gonna make a screenshot. There we go. Now we can put it back on the prograde and warp ahead. Fly by the moon completes. Fly by the moon completes. Orbit around the moon complete. We have performed a spacewalk in orbit of the moon. Nice. Lots of money and science. Five, 4, 3, 1, and 1. There we go. Yeah, this is fine. This is more than fine. Now I would suggest to actually warp to here. Bye, moon. Hello, Kerbin. Let's take the focus fuel off. Alright, we're going to warp a tiny bit further till we have the SOI change. Right, now we are in orbit of Kerbin, so I can actually already do a maneuver here and make that smaller. Let's make it around 80 for now. Alright. Put it on retrograde. That's fine. still apparently on the time warp. Forgot about it. Alright. Our burn should be... you know what? Let's move this ahead. Then our burn is in a couple of seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and mark. Variups of 84 at Kerbin. That's fine. That's more than fine. We have 585 left. So I am gonna warp us over here. We had a tiny bit of influence of the moon, but it didn't really do anything for us. So all right. I think that once we are at the periapsis, I am just gonna burn, make this smaller. Just make sure that I leave enough to eventually get in the atmosphere. So if I leave about 100, then I'm gonna do another tiny burn on this side to just get the periapsis low enough to hit the atmosphere. So this will eventually just go down. So let's make it a tiny bit. Yeah, 457. That's perfect. All right. I would say we are gonna warp again. That means that we'll have this contract. Then we only have to do one orbit around Kerbin for Hangout. And then we have both contracts complete. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and mark. We have 99 meters a second left. And at the apoapsis, what I'm gonna do a slight burn to just get periapsis around 50. I think 50 is fine. Then I can do another burn again on the periapsis to get this one down, and that will mean that we will get into the atmosphere and actually have the re-entry. All right, I would say let's warp ahead. have 1 second burn, so I think I'm actually gonna lower this bit. 5 seconds. Perfect. Slightly warp ahead. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. 1 and mark. That's perfect. All right. Now, if I just time warp ahead, it's gonna take me off time warp as soon as we hit 70 kilometers. Hi, Gizmo. Come on. The cat is being all cute. Warp. And we hit the atmosphere now. So we're slowly gonna see this turning red. Then I'm just gonna burn that last fuel. Once we are at the periapsis, which is gonna be 1 minute and 30 seconds. I think I'm gonna do my burn that should be fine. And then I think on our next turn, we are actually gonna have our re-entry. So in that case, I'm just gonna keep this on so it breaks us down a little bit extra. Let's warp ahead. Apoapsis of 360, I think. And then the periapsis going down to 46, I think. Time warp even a bit further. Okay, so our apoapsis is 351 and periapsis 48. So the next time we're gonna hit the atmosphere is either gonna be the re-entry or it's gonna go again. But with a little bit of luck, it's gonna be the re-entry. Let's warp ahead at least. So we are hitting the atmosphere again. And there it takes us a time warp. Just gonna keep this on as long as possible. So the extra weight and extra drag will also slow us down. Warp a little bit. Just a bit further. There we get the bow shock. With a little bit of luck, our perhaps is gonna get below 45. Otherwise, we're gonna go around one more time. At least our apoapsis is now getting real low. Apoapsis is now 170, 150, and yeah, we're gonna have one more round, or maybe just maybe. Okay, we're gonna go around one more time, I think. Yeah, one more time. Our apoapsis is now 83 and periapsis 36. So next time we're hitting the atmosphere, it's the re-entry. So as soon as we are close to hitting the atmosphere, I am gonna decouple this. And we have taken most of the heat damage on this, and the heat shield is still completely intact. All right. Oh man. And I think I'm gonna decouple this. I'm just gonna keep this open for a little bit, so we have a little bit of extra drag. I'm sweating all over. Right now we are starting to see the flames. It's actually not flames, but plasma. Let's see where we will end up. We're just past the space center, actually. So I think we might land in the ocean around here or around here. I hope it's going to be in the ocean, not on this piece of land. Far ahead slightly. Just need to be careful and see how the movement is going to be. Now I should keep it off warp, otherwise this is gonna pull up and eventually turn around, and it's not what we want. The other thing is burning It's just that it's a bit top heavy. Flip it around. There we go. See where we are ending up. Okay, just slightly past the land here. Right, I'm gonna warp ahead slightly. And I'm gonna and let's slightly warp. Not too fast, otherwise it might break in the water. Because of the physics warp. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10 meters. And we are touchdown. Right. Let's go to the tracking station. Let's recover this. Should have a lot of science then. 114.1 science earned. Damn. Means we're gonna have our next upgrade. See. We got money for it. Nice, nice, and nice. Oh, we have a lot of money actually. That makes me very happy. This one would be. Now we can keep this on level 2 for now. I think I'm gonna do upgrade on this one so I can do extra strategies. There we go. Let's actually get to the setup first. Recovery transforming plus 5.5% minimum vessel recovery minus 6.2 maximum vessel recovery. Let's see, that's all high setup cost. Take 5% funds income, yields 1 science for each 12,000. Basically be around the same. Okay. I'm just gonna keep it on. I'm gonna put it on 10%. And you know what? 5%. It's cheaper. 76,000. Yeah. All right. Yes. Okay. Now let's get to the R&D. Let's see, what did we need? Did we already need the advanced construction? We do get the brand adapter. We get stack separator, surface plates. We get the protective shell, which is something I like. Let's see, for aerodynamics, aerodynamics is not that interesting. The larger heat shields is something that is interesting, and the launch escape system. Advanced flight control. Oh yeah, I do like the advanced inline stabilizers and the RCS. I think we're actually gonna go for this one first and go for the advanced construction afterwards. And after that, I think we're gonna maybe take space exploration or miniaturization. Yeah, for the miniaturization, we do get the docking ports. But for now, we are gonna take the advanced flight control, research, and purchase. Nice. Then we also have the MK2 command pod. And we have the MK1 lander can. Oh, that's really nice. Then if we get the advanced construction afterwards, we get the fairing. And then we can actually build a nice lander for the moon. And we can also make a nice transfer ship for it. Then all we would need afterwards would be docking ports. Let's see. Oh yeah, and I do want that Protodyne HECS. This one is really nice, to be honest. So yeah, miniaturization might actually be the next thing, so we can get precision engineering afterwards. Precision engineering and advanced electrics we want afterwards. Let's see, propulsion system is just more balance. Oscar fuel tanks. So we now have this one, and we have those monoprop tanks. We have the thrusters. All right, let's leave the facility. All right, let's see our contracts. One is position a satellite in polar orbit of the moon. And we need to do one more orbit around Kerbal. And let's already select the next satellite. Next contract, I mean. Satellite around orbit Kerbal. And I think we're gonna take another tourist contract, which is gonna be the moon again. The other one is also the moon. Oh, this one is only around Kerbal. Let's take this one. All right. I am gonna take a real quick toilet break, and I will be right back. So, be back. All right. All right, so we have 3 people to bring in an orbit around Kerbal. So I think we should be able to do that with just 1 ship. Because I have one of the Probo Dodine cores in here. So let's see. Jetting, Kengi, and Hancock. Okay, so Hancock. Let's take Jeb out. And Kengi. Only tourists. Alright, and let's launch this thing. Just get him in orbit, get him back down. Alright, let's put the stability control on. This does mean I have to manually do most of it. Throttle about 75% for now. And let's... east. Roll. We need to keep moving it with the rate. Moving it. Orbit. Down. Couple that. Now it's all about making sure that we get a stable orbit. But this is one of the reasons I actually want the HECS core. So you also get the pro grade functionality on the SES. Purple, yeah. Now it's just about getting it. this is way too much fuel for this conflict, but I wasn't feeling like changing up the ship. Creeping up. It's now 10 kilometers and it's creeping up. And after we've done this one, we are gonna start building on 2 satellites. One needs to be in an Kerbal orbit. All right, we got the contracts. Yeah, orbits, Kerbal. Yes, that means money, 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 money. You know what? I'm just gonna use this stage. Let's open that. All right. Now I am just gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna decouple this. Why can I not move? I have like charged, my reaction wheels are on. Oh wait, I don't have a connection. Let's this means we have to wait till we have connection again. That's fine. Let's warp ahead till we have that connection. I don't have relay satellites yet, so. All right, we have a connection and we can actually move it. Let's see where we are. We are around here, so I think I wanna. Let's see. I do wanna splash down around there, so. Burn at apoapsis. I should have connection over there with one of the ground stations here. think, considering what the periapsis is, that we might end up somewhere in the ocean around here. Maybe put it up a tiny bit. Just that bit. So we have more wiggle room. Let's put it to 45. 3, 4, 45. Okay. We can actually... I'm just going to keep it like that. Alright, considering that, I am just going to warp ahead. Going to take us off time warp automatically, so... Right, there we go. And we still have a connection, so I am just going to put it on retrograde and try to keep it there. And I am going to retract this. Serve. That's a tiny bit of science. Still something. Right, let's warp a little bit. And let's... Oh, we lost connection. I am going to couple this. But we should get a connection soon, hopefully, before we actually... Oh, yeah, before that. Hopefully it's going to pull us back to the retrograde. This might be an issue. Otherwise, just flip around, please. Okay, we have a connection. There we go. Just in time. That was a bit of a close call. Controls on. I have a bit more easy time. Control this. Oh, oh. fine, 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 whatever. Like, down this rolling train. I don't know why it works, but it works. And we're through. But yeah, that could have ended way worse. Right. Yeah, there we go. Let's quickly see for a moment when the thunderstorms are hitting. Okay, so in about 40 minutes, there should be a heavy thunderstorm here. All right. It's been so hot today that there's now a heavy thunderstorm brewing. Right, let's warp ahead a little bit. 5 meters a second should be more than fine. And it's a touchdown. All right, let's recover it. Yeah, recover. All right. Then we have another contract complete. Yeah. We get money for it. We get a science point for it. Money, and we get money, and we get money, reputation, and science. Recover, recover. All right. So our next satellite that we are gonna do is gonna be about these two satellites, but we are gonna select the next contract. Ferry 4, moon, 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 and moon. Right, and that would actually give us a lot of money. So I will accept this one. And this is the moon again, so I will select this one also. I will most likely do these contracts in my free time, so I can get a lot of money for next week's stream. But I have 7 contracts currently, so all right, let's build 2 satellites. All right, something new. All right. We have the octo, so we can work with that. So we are gonna take the service bay. Open this. I mean, we need to go pots. Gonna put the octo in. Under it. I think we're actually going to slide it up. That looks a bit better. Make sure outer strut is on. Alright. And then what I'm thinking of is on the outside. Have it a bit more centered, we're gonna also put it on the inside, but I'm also gonna make sure that we have even extra batteries just in case. Both sides. Middle. And do the same here. Then it should basically always get power. If it has a connection is another question. And let's at least short range, and what I think we're gonna do is put it on both sides. So we're just gonna get the rotation. Let's see what happens if I extend it now. Okay, so tiny bit further. All right. Now what we need to think about is let's see if we can. We are going to put, of course, RCS processors on it, but thinking if we should have we don't have a separator yet. What we can do, flip this around, put it on top, and then we're gonna put a nose cone on top of here. Yeah, that should work. All right, then I I think we want to put another service bay on this for the RCS motorprop. Because we want to put this motor propellant in. Already have these. So let's get another service bay. And autostrad on. Then let's put the motor prop inside here. Doesn't need to be a lot, but of these should be more than enough. Let's close this and then think about where we are gonna put our RCS thrusters. I think over here on each side. So let's open this. You know what? I'm actually gonna turn this. So I can put it over here. So let's get, I think I can do with the tiny ones. Let's put it like here. Let's see what happens if I open it. Okay, so maybe more here, and then we're gonna do another one here. I think it should be fine. We are gonna take just the, I think it does have reaction wheels, right? Yeah, it does. Okay. Close. Then show actuation toggles. We're gonna put jaw pitch and roll off. And same for this one. Do that automatically on the other side. Yeah, it was perfect. All right, we can close this then. And I think just because it's a simple satellite, I think this should be more than enough, and we should just think about for one, at least to get to the moon, and one is only in an orbit around Kerbal. So let's see, 10 million by 10 million. Okay, so we, okay, and this one needs a Science Junior, and the other one needs, okay, so we need one with a Science Junior. Yeah, antenna, generate power, and okay. So let's first do the set. Okay, one. And let's open this and special naming, and yeah, probe is fine. Set curve Mark 1. For the vessel name, we are actually gonna call it Set curve EQ orbit. Close this again. Then we're gonna have to put the Science Junior on it. We can actually maybe, let's see what, okay, so what we can then do is actually this around again. So oh wait, that was actually what I was supposed to. Or it was. I'm just gonna these here. This here. Yeah, that should be fine. Right, let's put. I think I heard the first thunder strike. I heard something at least. Yeah, I just saw blue light coming from the window. Let's see. Now we just have to think about enough power to. Let's at least save this. Let's put. I think we want to keep some fuel on it, even in case we have to change its orbit. So let's get fuel and let's get one of these. Make sure let's throw this on. And let's get a small engine. So I think we should take the 909 Terrier. How much Delta V is that in vacuum? 945, that's more than enough. Right, let's coupler. Better. This staging somewhere earlier eventually, or once we are outside the atmosphere. Let's see, so we have to think about enough Delta V to get in orbit and enough Delta V left to also get to our correct orbit around Kerbal. So we're gonna put one fuel tank on here, and we're gonna put another one of these on here and a decoupler. Put on. Then I think we're actually gonna put a reaction wheel on here. Then we just have to think about enough to get out of the orbit. So I think I'm gonna take this one. Oh, this is actually bigger. So do I have the brand adapter? Let's take this brand adapter. I'll strap on. Fuel tanks, and let's actually get these bigger ones. Let's take two of them, and let's see how far we get now already with Skipper. 3542 with 1.31 thrust to weight ratio. That's more than enough. It's perfect. All right. Now we just that four-way symmetry. Right. that's 3542 with 1.31. And if I take this off, how much is that? That's about 5 tons. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is create a sub-assembly for the boosters, and we're actually gonna drop it here, and it's save. All right, now we have a sub-assembly, so it's easy to get these satellites up. Right, and this should be fine. Let's just launch this thing. SAS on. And let's go. Maybe I should have put some fins on there. We have some crack on the bottom. Already. Light bulb. I should have put fins on there because it's that bit unstable. But it's fine. I got this. Orbit. Down a bit. Tiny flame alive. Now it's mostly gonna be about getting our periapsis up. It's about T-minus 1 minute and 15 seconds till apoapsis, which is 72 kilometers. So now it's just getting that periapsis up. I think we're actually think my mic just picked up the thunder from outside. That's the sound my mic going off. That's a little bit of a problem. I need to get connection to a ground station as quickly as possible. So I'm right now burning. That's a bit of an issue. Oh, I just managed to shut down the end. Oh no, it's just... I cannot turn it on again. I need to get a connection to a station real quick. Before I hit my webs at least. Otherwise, I'm gonna get back in the atmosphere. Please get a connection. There we go, connection, okay. Quickly get hurry up. There we go. Orbit of 89 by 80. Okay. Now let's see. We need to be... Oh, it's actually... That's really close by the moon. Alright. I think we are gonna do a burn around here. I'm gonna do this one first. Let's see. $10,825. 10,825. Or 10.82. You know what? I am actually gonna make this one smaller and make sure that it comes to very yep. So that's gonna be then 5. And you know what? I'm just gonna. Damn, the thunder is loud. I can hear it through my headphones. And I'm partially deaf. The fact that I hear it means it's loud. Alright. Burn is gonna be in 16 minutes. So if we just keep this on the work rate. And then time warp, it should be fine. Already time warp. Right. And let's time warp till there. Hopefully we have a connection once we are there. We should have a connection. Yeah. Okay, connection. Ooh, a little bit far. A bit back. Alright, I think we can actually ditch this. We don't need that. It's now getting very clammy because it's raining outside. Right, burn in a bit. Oh yeah, this up. That was an explosion. Damn, I feel my floor shake from thunder. Might be a very heavy storm outside. But I mean, they're expecting hailstones from 2 to 4 centimeters, so. Keep it like this, 10-5. Right, and hopefully once we are around here, put a maneuver. And actually also this. It's almost perfect. So that would be, damn, that's thunder. I think it's almost perfect. All right. Hopefully we have a connection once we are there. Otherwise I cannot control this. So we really need to think about relay satellites. All right, let's warp ahead. Hopefully we keep a connection. I think so. Because the further away, the more points it can grab. Yeah, we are keeping a connection, so that's good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and mark. So tired right now. I think I might actually, after we're done with this one, actually shut my computer off because it's way too hot. I really need to cool down. I'm sweating everywhere because of the heat. Contract complete. We have done it. All right. And we have more than enough fuel in case eventually the contract is gonna ask of us to change this orbit. We might eventually get a contract for that. We might even get contracts to attach new parts to it. So, all right, let's get to the Space Center. Cover all this. All right, next one would be polar orbit of the moon. And we have the tourist contracts, but I think I'm gonna call it a night. It's way too hot to keep the computer on because it's just gonna keep heating up my room. So we are gonna continue next week. I am gonna call it a night and I'm gonna try to cool down a bit. Anyhow, I want to thank you all for watching. Have a good evening. Have a very good weekend. And I will see you all next week. Don't forget to give a like, subscribe, and a follow. And have a good one. All right. See you, everyone. Bye.